All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Bakar Kodash, the belongings to the elders and apostles of Great Stone. Shalom to the elect wishing this word in truth and in sincerity. With hope of receiving mercy of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai is the name of His only begotten Son. You so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are Israelites according to the prophecies that are written in the scriptures. I want to make it known that the RFID microchip is the MOTB. The serpent juice is the precursor to the MOTB. Yahweh Shai, whom dwelling called Jesus, is about to make his return upon the earth to deliver his elect and to pour out judgment as it is written. So I want to go straight into this lesson concerning earthquakes in diverse places. Because when the disciples went unto Yahweh Shai, whom dwelling called Jesus, at the Mount of Olives, Yahweh shall list out various signs and wonders that are going to come to pass before his coming. And earthquake in diverse places was one of these signs. But the thing is, people can't understand what's really taking place when they see all of these so-called natural disasters occurring. Them just look at it as some random phenomenon, not knowing that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is at work. This is how the Lord said, I'm going to visit the world which he made. And by that statement, let's just go straight into it. This is Isaiah 29 verse 6. It said, Thou shalt be visited of Yahweh of hosts with thunder, and with earthquake, and great noise, with storm and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire. These are the times that we're in. Whether you're in California, you get an example of a devouring fire, but that the main devouring fire is going to come from these ICBMs that's capable of carrying multiple nuclear warheads. And when you read about the lake of fire in Revelation, that's what's going to take place unto America. These are the times that we're in. So let's take a look at this clip.
Thank you for being here. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields, and thank you to all the new subscribers and taking the time to do that. This is an active earthquake cycle right now, especially in parts of Central America and the Western Caribbean. I want to show you everything I'm seeing, and yes, sometimes one earthquake can lead to another in a similar spot. Oftentimes that is the case, so know that I'm watching this carefully as we get more earthquakes and aftershocks, which I'll cover in just a second from that big earthquake this weekend. I'll keep you up to date on that. So let's swing you around and show you what we've been seeing, some of the latest. And we've had a couple of newer ones over the last day to day and a half. One over toward Guatemala, 4.5 in magnitude. I talked about that yesterday. And then we had a 4.1 in Nicaragua. El Salvador over the last week, we've had a few earthquakes as well. So about 5 or less for most of these that have been popping up. Even about a week ago, we had one in southern sections of Mexico. So this area in particular has been very active, and I do believe there'll be at least a couple more earthquakes in this area, so watching out for that. That's just been the pattern we've been in. Now this weekend, on Saturday evening, we had that 7.6 in magnitude that was felt in a large area from the Yucatan Peninsula, Belize, Honduras, Jamaica, Cayman Islands, obviously, back through Cuba, even up through the Bahamas and South Florida. Now, with that big earthquake, we have had the aftershocks. We had a lot right after, right? There's about 5 to 6 substantial ones, close to 5 in magnitude that happened right after. Now, this aftershock is one of the more recent ones, so things have settled somewhat, but last night there was a 4.3 in the same area. So again, nothing super crazy with that. We expect, once you have a 7.6, we expect some aftershocks. Fortunately, there haven't been as many over the last day or so, but this is one of the new ones. I do expect a few more. And again, there's been a lot more that have been lesser in magnitude. So still watching the aftershocks in this area. I'm on top of it for you. I'll keep you up to date on this, how many aftershocks we've been seeing, and some of the more significant ones. I'll let you know about that. So this happened right in here, this big 7.6 one, a transformed fault. It was a slide, so instead of the earth kind of lifting up, It was two pieces sliding next to each other, which was fortunate because a slide is less likely to cause a tsunami. We did not have a tsunami out of this, but a lot of fault lines in through here, no doubt about it. This one here is a convergent one near the Dominican Republic. You get earthquakes there. Sometimes you get really big ones near Haiti and the Dominican Republic. Things are colliding. This one here is another transform fault across Puerto Rico, the U.S. and British Virgin Islands, and the Dominican Republic. No strangers to this, nothing too significant. All of these have been less than 4. There was, I think this was 3.8 or 3.9 last night to the north of the British Virgin Islands. So an earthquake cluster in here, which sometimes happens. You get a little uptick over a week or two of time, but I'm not seeing much in the way of anything significant there. Just kind of letting you know what we're seeing out there. That is common to have several quakes there. Now shifting over to the big winter storms to the north, there's back-to-back winter storms. I'll show you that in just a second. Look at that feed of moisture coming out of the Pacific into the Caribbean. So we are going to have some scattered showers around, which I'll highlight. This feed coming out of the Pacific and west coast of the United States. Look at that moisture building in here. There's one winter storm building right in here.
As you can see, I'm going to the storm, and the precept I'm just read a mention of how the Lord are going to visit the earth, in which, as we have said, people see the signs, but they don't understand what the signs represent. You know, them just look at it as another natural disaster where them have to get through. No, these are all signs of the end of this age. Just let me go to it, just to show you. This is Matthew 24, straight to the point, verse 7. And it said, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom." And we are living in these times now. Just look at the world. Geopolitically, you see me? Look at what's going on now between Ukraine and Russia. What's going on now in the Middle East between Israel and the surrounding countries. Look at what's going on now in the South China Sea between the US and its allies and China and their allies. What's going on between North Korea and South Korea. These are the times that we're in which a lot of individuals, they are not coming to terms with what's really going on. And there shall be famines, because that is something that comes with war. Famine and various pestilence come with war. So it says, there shall be famine and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. So you just hear the region that earthquake just shook. So let's show you something else.
Now let's turn our attention to Santorini. This is a Greek island and a popular tourist hotspot, but over the past week it has witnessed a mass exodus of tourists and residents due to the seismic swarm. That's what it's been called. Nearly 8,000 earthquakes have rattled the island over the past week. 8,000. Yesterday, the biggest quake so far rocked Santorini. It has reached a magnitude of 5.2. The authorities have declared an emergency and they're scrambling to prepare for the worst. Here's a report.
7,700. That's how many earthquakes have been felt in Santorini over the past week. Thousands of tremors have rattled this bucket list worth Greek island and turned its Instagram-worthy villages into ghost towns. Yesterday, the island was hit with its most powerful quake so far. It reached a magnitude of 5.2. So now, Greek authorities have declared a state of emergency in Santorini. The barrage of quakes haven't caused too much damage, but they have shut schools on the resort island and fueled a mass exodus of people. Tourists, seasonal workers, residents, they are all leaving on ferries and planes. About 3/4 of the island's 15,000 population have evacuated so far.
There's a bit of fear. With earthquakes, there's a bit of fear. Danger is everywhere. The main thing is not to have too much anxiety.
The Greek Prime Minister has visited the quake-struck island. He has imposed more precautionary measures and announced a $3 million package to construct an emergency evacuation route. As quakes continue to rock the so-called Instagram island, multiple emergency services have been mobilized. Crews of engineers are inspecting buildings. Traffic has been restricted in areas vulnerable to rock slides. Army trucks have brought electricity generators to Santorini.
We have done this planning, which means we have the places of refuge, the registration of the people with special needs who should perhaps be transferred quickly to other places in each community, and they are updated at regular intervals.
What the island is witnessing is unprecedented. There are clusters of quakes that come in unusual patterns, and they've puzzled scientists.
This Missy has a certain pulse.
Puzzled scientists. But as I've said, them now look at this as these are all judgments of Yahweh Shimon Shai in the earth, yo. Them just look at it as some strange phenomenon. Not understanding the times and the seasons. And that's why it's written in 1 Thessalonians 5. So, of the times and seasons, brethren, I have no need to write unto you. Because of the signs is so evident, yo. It's clear. Let me get this from 2nd Ezra. This is 2nd Ezra 9, verse 1. It said, He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. So we understand by the signs and the prophecies that are coming to pass that, amen, Yahweh Shimon Shai is visiting the earth which he made. Therefore, and there shall be seen earthquakes and uproar of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So we see in all these things, we come to the realization that, hey, we're in set time that the scriptures make mention of. You know? And that's why it's written, I want to say Matthew 16, tell you about those hypocrites that can discern the face of the sky, but then can't understand the signs of the times. Verse 5, For like as all that is made in the world at the beginning and the end is manifest, even so the times also of the highest are plain, beginning in wonders and powerful works, and ending in effects and signs.
Scientists.
This Missy has a certain pulse-like, as I said, that behavior, meaning it starts with not a big magnitude, around magnitude 4, and then it swarms, it gathers intensity, seismic intensity. So we have a lot of earthquakes happening within 1 to 2 hours. Then the system relaxes again. And then we have again start of this pulse-like seismicity.
Santorini lies on the Hellenic volcanic arc. Think of this as a chain of islands created by volcanoes. But it has not seen a major eruption in recent times, not since the 1950s. So the reason for the current...
So as you can see, these are the times that we're in now, in which you have seen a lot more phenomenon take place where people cannot comprehend, like, what's really going on. And I've never seen something like this before. That's how people are gonna react. No matter clueless, yo. And that's why Scripture says wisdom and knowledge shall be what the stability of thy times, because you have a lot of things that transfer, you can bug people out because of what they lack answers. So I hope this is edifying to the body. With that, I want to say Kalalal, Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Akaya Kodash. Shalom.